I'm watching my marriage of 11 years fall apart, and everyone acts like I'm getting what I deserve. My husband is out getting high, sleeping at another woman's house, and slowly becoming someone I don't recognize. All because of a mistake I made during the darkest period of my life. But nobody wants to hear about the depression, the neglect, or how I was drowning while he focused on everything except his suffering wife. I'm Jessica, 34, and I've been with Ryan since we were teenagers. High school sweethearts, each other's firsts, built a life together. 2 beautiful children, a home, what I thought was an unbreakable bond. But apparently that bond was conditional on me being perfect, even when I was falling apart. After our second child was born 3 years ago, something broke inside me. It wasn't just baby weight or being tired. It was this crushing darkness that made getting out of bed feel impossible. I'd look in the mirror and see a stranger. The woman who used to turn Ryan's head was gone, replaced by someone I didn't recognize. I'd gained 40 pounds. My stomach was covered in stretch marks that looked like purple lightning bolts. My breasts, once perky and full, hung deflated from months of breastfeeding. I'd stand naked in front of the mirror while Ryan showered, cataloging every flaw, every way my body had betrayed me. "Coming to bed?" Ryan would ask, and I'd throw on his old t-shirt, hiding myself even from my husband. "Just need to check on the baby," I'd lie, spending another hour scrolling through Instagram, looking at women who'd bounced back after pregnancy, hating myself more with each perfect photo. "I think I have postpartum depression," I told Ryan one morning, tears streaming down my face. "I need help." We were in the kitchen. The baby had been up all night. Our toddler was throwing cereal on the floor, and I hadn't showered in 3 days. I needed him to see me, really see me, drowning right in front of him. "You're fine, babe," he said, barely looking up from his laptop. "Just tired. The baby will sleep through the night soon." "Ryan, please, I'm not fine. I cry every day. I can't." "Honey, I'm sorry, but I have a Zoom call in 5 minutes. Can we talk about this tonight?" But tonight never came. Tonight was always another crisis with the business, another fire to put out, another investor to placate. I'd fall asleep waiting for him to come to bed, wake up to him already gone to the office. But it wasn't fine. I was drowning, and my husband was too busy trying to save his business to throw me a life preserver. COVID had hit his company hard, and suddenly every conversation was about cash flow, pivoting the business model, finding new clients. I understood the pressure he was under, I really did. But understanding didn't make my depression go away. I tried to tell him how bad it was getting, how I'd cry in the shower so the kids wouldn't see, how I felt like I was disappearing, becoming invisible in my own home. His response was always the same: a quick hug, a distracted "you're beautiful," and back to his spreadsheets. Enter Marcus. Just a friend, someone I'd known for years who actually listened when I talked. He didn't check his phone while I was mid-sentence. He didn't brush off my feelings as just hormones. When I told him about my struggles, he said, "That sounds really hard, how can I help?" We'd run into each other at the grocery store. I was a mess. Baby spit up on my shirt, toddler having a meltdown in the cart, trying to remember if I'd even brushed my teeth that morning. "Jessica, is that you?" Marcus had appeared in the cereal aisle like some kind of guardian angel. I wanted to run, to hide my disaster of a life from someone who'd known me when I was young and vibrant. Instead, I burst into tears right there between the Cheerios and Lucky Charms. Hey, it's okay," he said, abandoning his cart to help me. He distracted my toddler with funny faces while I composed myself. "Let me help you get these groceries to your car." In the parking lot, with kids finally calm, he asked how I was really doing. And for the first time in months, someone actually waited for the answer. "I'm drowning," I admitted. "Ryan's so stressed about the business, and I'm trying to hold everything together at home, but I'm failing at everything." "You're not failing," Marcus said firmly. "You're surviving something really hard. When's the last time you did something just for yourself?" I laughed bitterly. "I can't remember." "Then let's fix that. Coffee tomorrow? Just 30 minutes while the kids are at daycare. You deserve 30 minutes to yourself. Those 5 words, "How can I help?" were more support than I'd gotten from Ryan in months. I'm not making excuses. I know what I did was wrong. But when you're drowning and someone throws you a rope, you grab it. Marcus made me feel seen, valued, beautiful again. Not like a tired mom or a burden, but like a woman worth attention. The affair lasted 2 months. 2 months of feeling alive again, of remembering who I was before kids and mortgages and failing businesses. But guilt is a powerful thing, and it ate at me until I couldn't stand it. I ended things with Marcus, determined to be the wife Ryan deserved. The first time Marcus kissed me, we were in his car after coffee. I'd been crying about feeling invisible, and he'd wiped my tears with his thumb. "You're not invisible to me," he said softly. "You're all I see." I should have stopped it there. Should have gotten out of the car, deleted his number, confessed to Ryan. Instead, I kissed him back with a desperation that surprised us both. For those moments, I wasn't a tired mom or a neglected wife. I was desired, wanted, chosen. The video happened during one of our last times together. Marcus had gotten us a hotel room. Nothing fancy, just somewhere private where I could forget my life for an afternoon. I felt reckless, wild, like the girl I used to be before marriage and babies. "Let's record this," I said, high on the thrill of being bad. Something to remember. It was stupid, beyond stupid. But in that moment, doing things with Marcus I'd never done with Ryan, I felt powerful, desired. Like a woman worth recording, worth remembering. I threw myself into saving my marriage. Started therapy on my own, began working out, cooking his favorite meals, being more present. Ryan even started taking me on dates again. Probably noticed something had changed. I thought we were healing. I thought I could bury my mistake and move forward. Then he found the video. God, that stupid video. Made in a moment of reckless abandon, forgotten on an old laptop I rarely used. When I saw Ryan's face that day, I knew immediately what he'd found. The rage, the pain, the betrayal. It was all there. I'd come home from grocery shopping to find him sitting in the dark living room, my old MacBook open on the coffee table. The screen was paused on an image that made my blood run cold. Me in that hotel room, doing things that wives don't do with men who aren't their husbands. "Ryan, Don't." His voice was so quiet, so controlled, it terrified me more than screaming would have. "Just don't. Please, let me explain." "Explain what?" He finally looked at me, and I've never seen such pain in anyone's eyes. "Explain why you're doing things in this video that you've never done with me. Explain why you look happier with him than you've looked with me in years. Explain why you thought recording yourself cheating on me was a good idea." "Tell me everything," he said, his voice deadly calm. "One lie, and we're done." So I told him every humiliating detail. About the coffee dates that turned into lunches. About the first kiss in Marcus's car. About the hotel rooms, and the things we did there. And yes, the video showed things I'd never done with Ryan. Not because I didn't want to with him, but because our sex life had become routine, predictable, mechanical. With Marcus, I felt desired enough to be adventurous. With Ryan, I was just checking another box on the wife duty list. "You did that with him?" Ryan's voice cracked. "But when I asked, you said it was degrading. You said you'd never—" "I know what I said. So you lied about that too? What else did you lie about? What else don't I know about my own wife?" We started counseling. I agreed to everything. Complete transparency, no male friends, whatever he needed. I was grateful for the second chance, determined to prove I could be trusted again. For a while, things seemed better. He was working through it. I was doing everything right. Then she appeared. Stephanie, his high school crush who conveniently became his new client. Suddenly, the man who never wanted to go out was hitting parties like he was 21 again. The man who called marijuana a gateway drug was coming home high. The man who valued family time was having sleepovers at her house. It started innocently enough. Stephanie Martinez from high school needs help with her startup, he announced one evening. Remember her? She was in my AP chemistry class. Remember her? Of course I remembered Stephanie. Every wife remembers the girl who had a crush on her husband. Stephanie with her perfect skin and perky personality, who used to accidentally show up wherever Ryan was, who wrote her number in his yearbook with little hearts. That's nice, I said carefully. When's the meeting? I invited her for dinner Friday. Thought it would be good to catch up. She showed up in a dress that cost more than our monthly grocery budget, bearing wine and compliments. Jessica, you look exactly the same, she gushed, while I stood there in my mom jeans and the only clean shirt I could find. Throughout dinner, she hung on Ryan's every word, laughed at all his jokes, kept touching his arm. Remember when we were lab partners? You were so patient explaining everything to me. Ryan's always been patient, I said pointedly. Oh, I bet. She turned those big eyes on me. You're so lucky. I always wondered what kind of girl would land Ryan Thompson. After she left, Ryan was different, energized. It's nice seeing old friends, he said. Stephanie's doing really well for herself. I'm sure she is, I muttered. Within 2 weeks, he was going out with her. Just showing her around some networking events, he explained. But networking events turned into parties. Professional drinks turned into sleepovers. It's just fun, he says when I try to talk about it. I'm just living a little. The first time he came home high, I didn't recognize him. His eyes were red, his smile too wide, reeking of marijuana and her perfume. Where have you been? I asked, though the answer was obvious. Stephanie's. She had some people over. You should have come. I wasn't invited, and someone had to watch our children. He shrugged, heading for the kitchen. You wouldn't have enjoyed it anyway, not your scene. Since when is it your scene? I followed him. Since when do you do drugs? It's just weed, Jess. Relax. After what you did, you don't get to lecture me about choices. There it was. The trump card he'd play for the rest of our lives. Every argument, every concern, every attempt at normalcy, shut down with a reminder of my betrayal. Living a little. While I'm home with the kids, wondering if he's doing to me what I did to him. The irony isn't lost on me. I know I opened this door, but 2 wrongs don't make a right, and watching him slowly become someone else is killing me. Last week, he didn't come home at all. I texted at midnight, "Kids are asking where you are." "Tell them Daddy's working late," he responded at 3 a.m. Working late at Stephanie's house. Working late with dilated pupils and someone else's lipstick on his collar. Working late while I lie to our children about where their father is. These parties he goes to with Stephanie aren't innocent. I know what happens at those kinds of gatherings. Drugs, drinking, inhibitions lowered, and she's been single for a month and a half? Please. She's had a crush on him since high school and now sees her chance. I found pictures on Instagram. Stephanie doesn't know I follow her from a fake account, watching her document my husband's descent. There's Ryan at some warehouse party, shirt off, body painted in neon colors. Ryan doing shots with strangers. Ryan with his arm around Stephanie, her hand on his chest, both of them looking at each other like I don't exist. The comments are worse. "Your new man is fire," someone wrote under a photo of them. "Not mine, yet," she replied. Yet. Like it's inevitable. Like I'm already gone. What hurts most is the double standard. When I was drowning in depression and turned to someone who showed me kindness, I'm the villain who destroyed our marriage. But when Ryan openly spends nights at another woman's house, it's just having some fun. When I kept one secret, I had to bare my soul in counseling. When he stays out all night, I'm supposed to trust him. "You're being paranoid," he said when I confronted him about the Instagram photos. "Stephanie and I are just friends. Kind of like you and Marcus were just friends, right?" "That's not fair." "Fair?" He laughed, but it was ugly. You want to talk about fair? Fair would be me making a sex tape with Stephanie doing all the things you won't do with me. Fair would be you finding it on my laptop and having those images burned into your brain forever. That would be fair. So this is revenge? This is me trying to feel something other than pain when I look at you. His voice broke on the last word, and for a moment, I saw my Ryan again. Hurt, lost, drowning just like I had been. Then his face hardened. I'm going out. Don't wait up. I made one mistake during the worst period of my life. Yes, it was a terrible mistake. Yes, I hurt him deeply, but I've done everything possible to make amends. I've been completely transparent, cut off all male friendships, gone to every counseling session, accepted every condition. I've groveled, apologized, submitted to whatever he needed. But it's never enough. He's still punishing me, and now he's using Stephanie to do it. Every night he doesn't come home is a reminder of my failure. Every time he smells like her perfume is payback. He wants me to feel what he felt. The betrayal, the humiliation, the fear of losing everything. The thing is, I already feel it. I've felt it every day since he found that video. The guilt hasn't left me for a second, but while I'm trying to rebuild, he's actively tearing down what's left of us. I don't know if he's actually sleeping with Stephanie. Part of me thinks he wants me to wonder. Wants me to suffer the not knowing like he did. But spending nights at her house? Coming home high and distant? This isn't the man I married. Maybe I broke him. Maybe seeing that video shattered something that can't be fixed. But if that's true, why string me along? Why not just divorce me and move on? Why this slow torture of watching him become someone else? I think about our children, growing up in this toxic atmosphere, watching daddy come home high, seeing mommy cry when he doesn't come home at all. This isn't the family we promised them. This isn't the life we planned. I know what everyone will say, that I deserve this, that I brought it on myself. And maybe they're right, but I was sick, drowning in depression, and instead of helping me, my husband was too busy with his business to notice. That doesn't excuse my affair, but it explains why I was vulnerable to someone showing me basic human kindness. Now I'm watching him make the same choices I did, but worse. At least I ended my affair out of guilt. At least I tried to hide it to spare him pain. He's flaunting Stephanie, rubbing my face in it, making sure I know exactly how it feels. The saddest part? I still love him. Despite everything, I want our marriage to work. I want the man I married back, not this bitter, vengeful stranger who gets high and sleeps at another woman's house. But that man might be gone forever, destroyed by my betrayal and his need for revenge. I'm trying to be patient, to give him time to work through his pain. But how long do I wait? How many nights do I put the kids to bed alone, wondering where their father is? How many times do I smell her perfume on his clothes and pretend everything's fine? This is my punishment, watching him slowly become someone else while I desperately try to hold on to what's left of us. Maybe I deserve it, but our children don't. And at some point, I have to decide what's worse, staying in a marriage where I'm perpetually punished, or leaving and giving us both a chance to heal. For now, I wait. I play the perfect wife during the day and lie awake at night wondering if he's with her. I brought this on myself, I know. But knowing that doesn't make it hurt any less. One mistake. 2 months of weakness during the darkest time of my life. And now I'm paying for it forever while he does the same thing and calls it having fun. I guess that's what I deserve for believing marriage meant supporting each other through the worst times, not abandoning each other when we need help most.